Mental Training 101. And now back to Get Warrior Tough with Andrew and Dutch.
All right, final segment. This hour flew by.
Man,
that's just crazy, isn't it, Dutch?
I tell you what, time flies when you're having fun.
You know what time flies? When you're engaged.
Tell those employees that who can't wait for the day to get over and they're doing nothing but sitting there.
Working on the Penske file. from Seinfeld, George, you just watched, and the clock would seem like it was going backwards. You had the file. He did nothing with it but just rifle it. I mean, that's a class. We should just run that clip because that's 2/3 of the workforce right there.
That's pretty much it, though. That's pretty much it.
And I would even take he's even one of the saboteurs, man. He would be one of the ones that sabotage you. 3,400. Go ahead.
But people will tell you that. People will tell you that they will acknowledge, I should say, that when they're busy, the time flies. But yet they'll sit there and watch the clock and twiddle their thumbs. But they'll acknowledge that when they're busy, the day just flies by.
When you have a purpose, but you're busy with a purpose.
Yeah,
I mean,
busy.
You want time really flies. Listen, when I'm sitting down and I'm writing, an article for a column or whatever, I'm working on the book. We're working on doing a new book deal. I'm working on that. I mean, I'll look up and it'll be literally 4 hours went by. It was 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. I thought it was just 10 minutes, and they're like, "Oh man, it's dark outside." It's not hard to fast when you have a purpose and you're busy.
Yeah.
If you just sitting around watching TV, man, I'm like, where's the chips?
What does it say? If you want to go home, get busy. And if you look at the movie The Martian, if you want to go home, solve some problems.
Solve some problems. You solve enough problems, you get to go home at the end of the day. All right, so I'm going to run these numbers again, right? So this is what it's costing you. If you're a company in the United States, you are burning through $3,400 per $10,000 of salary for every disengaged employee. So that's 1 out of every 6. You're burning through $3,400 for every 10,000. Now, this is why Bill Belichick, man, he'll get rid of somebody in 5 seconds because he ain't burning any of Mr. Kraft's money.
Absolutely. He can't afford to pay Tom Brady if he does that.
Nope. I mean, even Tom Brady will take a pay cut because he knows he'd go too. Listen, Tom Brady, you think? I hope I guarantee you, he's not delusional to think he's going to finish. I mean, did Joe Montana finish with the 49ers? Did Peyton Manning finish with the Colts?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and Brady won't finish with the Patriots either. I'll be shocked if it happens, man. $3,400 per $10,000 in salary. For every 10 employees, if you have a median salary in your company of $50,000, it's costing you $29,000 a year per 10 employees for not getting them learning and development to get them engaged. And here's what they're looking for. They're looking for a purpose. They're looking for communication of a clear target and enthusiasm for the future. And here's one more stat, Dutch. Only 21% of employees strongly agree that their performance is managed in a way that motivates them to do their best work.
And you know what? When you read that again.
Only 21% of employees strongly agree their performance is managed in a way that motivates them to do their best work.
So that almost sounds like they're passing the buck, right? So it's like it's almost if you want to be right, and you're that leader, it almost sounds like, well, they're just blaming me for them not doing anything. But just suppose for a minute that they're right. Just for a minute that they're right and it's on me. Why don't I prove it by giving them everything that they say they need, right?
Yeah.
By giving that to them. And then it justifies whatever I do next, whether it's get rid of them.
Let me ask you, if they are passing the buck on to you, then I'll ask you this question. Do you even know what it takes to motivate someone to do their best work?
Right.
Do you know the difference between an internal and an external driver? Because, listen, companies don't get it because having, telecommuting and flex time and daycares and free gym memberships and free lunch, bringing pizza in, those are all external motivators, just like a pay raise. That's not a driver. The internal motivator is to give them a purpose, get them plugged in to doing purposeful, meaningful work that's a sustained achievement. That's an internal driver.
Right. And you know, and when the buck does get passed to me, shouldn't I accept the challenge? If someone's challenging me to be better as a leader, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to, because the moment I give my support staff everything they need, the ball's now in their court. The onus is on them. I've given you, as a leader, I've given you everything you need. And why wouldn't I want to do that? Why wouldn't I want to give my subordinates, the people that are supporting me, the people that are on my team, why wouldn't I want to give them everything they need in order to help push my agenda, which may be making my company better, making me more money, which in turn makes them more money? Why wouldn't I want to support them fully? So if they're asking for that, why would I throw the buck back at them instead of giving them what they need? And then if I feel that they're coming up short, I can sleep at night because I've given them everything they need to be successful. And now I can go to bed at night knowing that I've done my part being a good leader. So it has to stop somewhere. The buck has to stop somewhere. And I'm okay with it stopping with me because I know who I am. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And the question is, are you the CEO of you? Have you established that? Have you gone through the fires that you expect other people to go through as far as making themselves better? Have you yourself as a leader gone through that? And you can, again, reach out to us, getwarriortough.com. We'll take you through there. We'll take you down that road. We'll make you better, which in turn will make your support staff, your employees, your subordinates, whatever you call them, however they fit in your organization, it'll give you the ability to give them every single thing they need in order to advance your mission, your vision, your bottom line.
Now, we got a couple minutes left, Dutch, so I don't want to leave out the engaged. See, what happens is we've been focusing on these disengaged and saboteurs. We forgot about the engaged employee. If you do not give the engaged employee learning and development and that purpose, and you do not give them the learning tools and the development that they crave, they're leaving.
They're leaving.
And now let me give you the numbers of what that costs you. Now, if somebody's entry level and they're leaving, it only costs you $30,000 to replace them. But you got technical or leadership level talent that are engaged and they're out the door because you ain't paying attention. And they're the ones that are, listen, here's the deal. They're the ones that are putting butter on your bread. They're the only one those 2 out of 6 engaged employees, they're looking for some place that'll take care of them. And if you don't and you take them for granted, the people that are making you any money are out the door. And that costs you on average $312,000 to replace that person. Cost you $312,000 to replace an engaged employee. That's one of them. If you lose 2, that's $624,000. And I got HR departments crying, could I please come do my stuff for free? No. No wonder people aren't engaged. You're trying to get stuff out of you're not taking care of your people. I can't do it, dude. I'm over the whole thing, Dutch.
We have to make a decision. We in leadership, we as the leaders, and I'm talking top to bottom, from the leader of the nation to the leader of organizations, to the leader of school systems, to the leader of classrooms, to the leader of families, the head of households. We have to make a decision. Are we going to be the leaders? Are we going to look to ourselves first? Are we going to get ourselves in order? Are we going to become the CEO of ourselves, the CEO of you, as we say, the first day of our program? Are we going to take that first step and become the CEOs of ourselves to figure out what's going on within first before we try to figure out what's going on on the outside, right? Trying to figure out what's wrong with our employees, because we love pointing the fingers. We all do. This is the way the human machine works.
Right? They took the words right out of my mouth.
Right, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, we don't judge it, man. It just is how it is, man.
Yep. Until you understand. So I don't. But now, once you get this information, I'm going to look at you like, hey, I told you. You know now. You know. And a lot of people, this is the first time you're hearing this. There are a lot of people who listen to us every week. They listen to us all day on the app. Get the Get Worried Tough app. You listen to us all day, every day. I'm looking at you right now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I'm looking at you a little differently than I am than looking at people that might be listening to us for the first time. So now the people that are listening to us for the first time, I'm going to start looking at you differently now, because as you begin to listen to us more and more, I'm going to consider you in the know. We got to do better. We have to begin with CEO of You. Get out. Reach out to us at getwarriortough.com. We can help you get there. And in turn, everybody around you will begin to get there.
It's got, we got to start somewhere, guys. We got to start somewhere. We got to start with ourselves. Got to start with ourselves, right? Ground zero leadership, man. We got to start with ourselves. The numbers are the numbers. They're astounding. I encourage you, don't just take our word for it. Go look at the Gallup State of the American Workplace 2017 poll.
You know what's more impressive than how astounding the numbers are? How real the numbers are.
Yeah.
These are facts.
They are facts, man.
And that makes a difference. That makes a difference. And we, if you listen to us, we deal with facts. And when we are dealing with truth, we let you know we're dealing with truth.
Right.
We're dealing with facts right now. And this is indisputable. These are things that have been studied, things that haven't been taken lightly. They're published and treated as fact for a reason, because they've been researched. And we can't deny it. We got to do something about it. We have to do better. And it begins with us individually.
We started out this program by telling you that the very practice of management no longer works. And we spent the last hour laying out facts proving it to you. Now the ball is in your court. And I don't care if you're the CEO or you're just in leadership or you're in management or you're an employee. This information, the survival of your company depends on it. People are like, oh, Andrew, that's just a bunch of nonsense. Really? Ask Circuit City. They were in the book Good to Great. Where are they now? Well, that's just them. It couldn't happen to us. Okay. Okay. We just got a notification today that GE is laying off 1,000 people in Greenville, South Carolina. 1,000 people are being laid off of GE. I asked my wife, she read it to me. I said, who's getting laid off? Did they say who it was? Was it, production line people? Was it the manufacturing job? Not a single manufacturing job will be lost. What they're doing is that they're getting a hold of this and they're starting to pare out the disengaged employees. Because they just can't afford the process. So here's a company, and I don't know, I'm not on the inside. I'm just looking at what they, coincides. This thing comes out 2 weeks later, they're getting rid of 1,000 people. And you thought, well, it's GE, my job is safe. Well, I don't know. I mean, every day you could find, another announcement. We're adding these new jobs. We're adding those new jobs. In the next 5 years, we're adding these new jobs. I don't know. I mean, the Alibaba guy said he was adding 1 million new jobs. Him and Trump, man, they got together, had a powwow on Trump Tower, said we're adding 1 million new jobs. You could have a great press release, but I don't know if that even, if it happens or not. But I'm gonna tell you, you think you're safe. If you're disengaged, beware.
Fact.
Beware.